Our strongest weapon, if you, as I said, really believe in God, it's not a gun. It's not some other weapon of choice. Our strongest weapon is the power of prayer. When you put your intentions and your consciousness and your conscience in alignment with the true and living God, the God of mercy, the God that is synonymous with love, the God that is synonymous with truth and charity, it will shine through your actions. It will shine through your words and your deeds. Are you on the side of God? Talk to God. Pray to God. Give your intentions to God. Align your will with God. We are besieged from every corner by the devil and by the devil's allies. As I said, by this elite syndicate which runs our country. It runs off of drug money. It runs off of violence and terrorism. It supports heinous wars and bloodshed like in Palestine. But we're also besieged not just from above, but from below, by barbarians, by a primitive form of evil, by bandits, savages, murderers. You see it all the time, like we saw last week. You see it from our ideological opponents, from people in the middle, intellectuals, academics, these arrogant intellectuals chortling to themselves about this atrocity. They all have to be defeated.
This isn't going to be a long video because there's not much that I have to really talk about other than the fact that Nick was right again. So you can go ahead and put another quarter in the bucket. And at a time where it could have gone so bad, it might still go bad. It could still be really bad. He did the right thing when it was easy to do the wrong thing. But he did the right thing. And you got to give him credit for that. No matter what you think about him politically or what, if you don't know who he is, then that's fine. But, you know, he absolutely made the right decision. And everything that he said, he was right about it all. He played it smart in a time where it was very easy to play it stupid. I said it before, that if he wanted a war, if he wanted to whip people up into a war, he could have done so. And people would probably, a lot of people would probably be fucked right now. You might still be fucked, but at least we have a chance now. I really liked that he talked a lot about scripture. You know, that was probably one of the only common grounds that he had with Charlie Kirk. And I think it was smart to do that. And I also think it's smart that, one, you don't incite a war, but you especially don't want to create even more of a rift in the conservative movement, because the reality of it is Donald Trump's not getting reelected. There's not going to be another conservative elected after this, unless they rig the polls or something. But it's almost guaranteed that it's not going to happen, and you know the pendulum will swing back. It's just the reality of the situation. So that's scary. That's scary for conservatives of what's going to happen when the new administration comes in, and now we are at the mercy of the left. The conservatives are at the mercy of the left. It's not going to be good, man. It's not going to be good. I think another thing that we haven't really been able to observe yet, and it might not be something that is going to be an immediate observation. It's not something that's immediately going to happen. Although I've already seen people talking about it, so I guess we'll see how long it takes. But now that Charlie Kirk is dead, who is left to pick up where he left off? And many people are talking about how the moderate conservatives are dying out. That the only thing that there's going to be left is the extreme. Because Charlie Kirk was such a prominent figure for the moderate conservatives, he was really Israel's last bastion for conservatives, outside of the president, of course. But Charlie Kirk was one of the last people that held out. Of course, that started to change, but historically, he will be kind of known as someone who was pro-Israel. And now he's gone. So the question now is, does Nick replace him? Are the people who are fans of Charlie Kirk, where do they go? Do they go to Nick now? Do they go even further right now? I mean, who else is really there on the conservative side of things? There's no one that really had that level of reach. I think Charlie Kirk was probably the most well-known conservative spokesperson outside of the president and J.D. Vance and, maybe some more of those people. But at least outside of the direct political world, who else is really there but Nick Fuentes? And I don't think there is one. And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Honestly, I don't have an opinion on it, if I'm being honest.